Hello Drive Radio fans, Richard Rush here today with my dad, John Rush, behind the camera. And this is the review of the 2017 Toyota Corolla IM. So some of you are going to say, well, this is an all-new car for 2017 for Toyota. I've never seen this before. Well, you actually have. This is just the same thing as the Scion IM that they released last year, but with Toyota basically getting rid of the Scion brand. This is now, basically they carried over the exact same car, slapped some Toyota badging on it, added the safety features that they're adding on all Toyota models for 2017, and you have the Corolla IM. So with that being said, there's not a whole lot about this car, but we're actually going to take a quick walk around and show you what this car looks like. So you come to the front, it is this hatchback model, this is hatchback styling. There's nothing too fancy about this car. I don't know how else to say it. Base price of this vehicle, $21,498 as this model sits right here. There are no options available on this car. Again, I'll say that again. No options available. What I mean by that is you can't add a technology package or a safety package or anything like that. There are a few dealer options that you can get for this vehicle, which we'll show you as we get around to the back. One of those being this larger spoiler right here on the back. That is a dealer added option, which again adds it to the price just a little bit. Some of the standard safety features for this year. Standard auto high beams, lane departure warning, frontal collision warning and mitigation, which includes some pedestrian detection there. Underneath the hood, a 1.8 liter four-cylinder with 137 horsepower. We'll get to that in a second. Last thing, one trim level available with no options outside of the dealer installed accessories. So again, this is the car. There's no limited, there's no premium, nothing. This is the vehicle. Let's open the trunk here really quick. Actually, and I gotta lock it because it does have an auto locking feature on it. That's what you heard at the very start of the review. So I'll unlock it really quick. Obviously, no automatic hatchback here. You do have a privacy screen right here. A nice IM mat to go underneath, which actually, I believe, opens up to where there's a spare tire under here, but they've added, and you're seeing this more common on a lot of vehicles today, storage underneath here that you can put jackets, blankets, if you live in cold weather, if you're warmer weather, bottles of water, whatever it might be, food, anything in there. 60/40 rear seat to fold down, which actually, Dad, let me see if I can do, and I can't do it because this seat's all the way forward. Let me put it forward. So, want to do this to show you how much it actually, cargo capacity is available. Behind this third row, you've got 20.8 cubic feet. Sorry, behind the second row, I apologize. You've got 20.8 cubic feet of cargo room, which is actually a little bit low for this segment. Again, this seat's almost, I would say, Dad, that's probably pretty close to flat, about as you're going to get outside of actually moving those seats a little bit lower. But really nice for storage. Again, 60/40 folding rear seat. With that, Dad, why don't we keep heading around? You want to go this side? Let's go this side over here. So we'll hop into the second row seating. You'll notice this is set for myself and my dad. Right about 5'9", 5'10" in terms of height for the driver. More than enough room here in the second seat, which is really, really nice. A nice feature. Decent apportionments through the doors. Soft touch cloth material right here. A cup holder for a water bottle, which actually is really nice here in the door. You don't have to worry about a center console. It can be right in there. This is a dealer added option. This is becoming more and more common. This is a tablet holder, which is all it is. Basically, you can raise this up just like that. Let it fold down, hold your tablet, which is becoming more and more common. So people, let me fold this like this. So people no longer need to buy the entertainment systems for this car. There's no power ports back here, nothing else. Roof line, Dad's the last thing I'll say in terms of headroom. If I was much taller than what I am now, I'm probably not going to fit here in the back very well. Just something to note for you taller drivers. We do have Walt, our good friend that helps us from time to time on these reviews, and that's one thing that he commented on the front side of it, which we'll show you in just a second. So with that being said, let's hop to the front seat before we take a quick drive in the 2017 Toyota Corolla IM. All right, friends, here's the interior, I guess, of the front seat Toyota Corolla IM. Want to show you the door apportionments really quick. Very similar to the back seat, with a few minor changes in terms of the door handle. It's a little bit kind of a nice plastic sheen there. As you come in, you do have some nice soft touch materials that they've brought along the dash right here. Nice white accent, which is really nice. The seats are relatively comfortable, I would say, in here. They fit all sorts of different capacities, makes it very easy to get in and out of, which is nice. In terms of the interior, this is definitely has the Scion feel more so than the Toyota feel. For those of you that are wondering what that means, this is the Scion-based radio system. There's no tune knob. It's designed to be more touchscreen oriented. Or this, I guess, this is kind of your tune button right here. There is dual climate control in this model, which is great for standard features. No heated seats. You do have your power port right here, as well as an auxiliary and a USB port. Here's your shift selector, obviously. Sport mode, traction control, your lane departure warning. There's no adaptive cruise or anything like that. Again, you do have the auto high beams and the frontal collision warning and mitigation system. So with that being said, there's really not a whole lot else to talk about with this car. Let's have you hop in the back seat, Dad. We'll take a quick drive in the 2017 Toyota Corolla IM. All right, fans, driving portion, 2017 Corolla IM. Real quick, this car, when it was the Scion, was based on the Corolla. So again, there was not a whole lot of changes that had to be made from 2016 to 2017. Real quick, in terms of the display, I mentioned this is the kind of the Scion-based display. It definitely has the Toyota backgrounds and the Toyota innards, I like to say. But in terms of the display itself and these controls, this is all what you would find on Scions in years past. It does have a rear view camera, no dynamic grid lines, but it does have a rear view camera, which again is really nice for this price range, are becoming standard. I believe are still going to be becoming standard in all vehicles moving forward. As we do pull out, this does have the CVT transmission in it. Fuel economy, we've been getting anywhere from 30 to 33 miles per gallon, depending on who's driving it, myself or my dad. One thing I will comment about this car in terms of the noise is, you'll see once we get out all these potholes here really quick, I will point out, you can really hear that CVT rev up. I will say, I think, and this kind of goes into our opinion portion, I think the engine's a little bit underpowered, especially here at our altitudes. You really need not a lot more power, just a little bit more power in order to make this car run, especially when you load any sort of passengers in it at all. In terms of ride quality, comfortability, didn't have any complaints there. Again, for a car that's right over $20,000, nothing that's otherworldly. Steering handles really well. Was a fun car to drive once you got up into traffic, in my opinion. But again, in terms of that kind of wind up and that noise, it does have more road noise and engine noise, I should say, than you are going to find in maybe some of its competitors, especially with that CVT transmission. In terms of we didn't get a chance to test, obviously, the pre-collision system, but the lane departure warning system does help you out and is a really nice feature for that. So with that being said, we're going to kind of stop over here really quick and give you our opinion. I think this is a relatively good car. I think that, in my opinion, Toyota, you need to do a few things to step up your game in terms of your competitors. Maybe give it a little bit more power, especially here at our altitude. That was the biggest thing for me. Just, as we like to say, it was kind of a dog driving it, especially getting on the highways. We don't have as much air, so we may have a different opinion than someone saying California, but that's just kind of our opinion as of right now. I do like the apportionments. I like that it's a one trim level thing. You get in it, you know what you're getting. You're not having to worry about what someone else has on it. Oh, they've got a limited, they've got a premium, nothing like that. Dad, what are your thoughts on this vehicle?
Agree. I'm not a big fan of the CVT transmission in this car and the way it worked. I did feel like it was underpowered. I know there was a day where you and a couple of guys, pretty hefty guys, got in it, and honestly, just with 3 passengers in it at that point, it was a struggle just to even get into traffic and merge and do what you needed to. So yeah, I think it needs a little more power, and disappointed in the lack of fuel economy. This car, frankly, I think should be in the high 30s, not the low 30s for what you're actually getting. Just my 2 cents, and I think a lot of that has to do with the transmission, personally.
I think we would agree, and that's the biggest complaint in this car. I think Toyota, if you change that around, something different, maybe retune the CVT, I think you would see a lot of improvements in terms of engine noise, transmission noise, and honestly overall power and performance for this vehicle. So if you want to learn more about this car, head to your local Toyota dealer. Again, Toyota, not Scion dealer. Head to your local Toyota dealer, test drive it, get in this vehicle, see if it'll work for you and your family. And if you do that, tell them that Richard Rush and John Rush from Drive Radio sent you.